Good morning, everybody. It's Yankee Wally. It's Saturday, the 24th of May, 4:30 in the morning. And I'll tell you what's happened. First off, I've got charger problems. And of course, I always get my chargers from eBay. So when you've got no charge in your phone, it's very hard to go onto eBay. So I had to rummage through my techie bin. I've got like a litter bin that I put things in there that's like spare SIM cards, a bit of electrical sockets, adapters, things like that. And I found a charger that was still new. It was still wrapped. So I pulled it out. It's not going to last very long. Do you know, chargers don't last me 8 weeks. That's the maximum I can get out of them. I don't know why, but I do leave them plugged in all the time. I just leave my phone on charge all the time. I know it's asking for trouble, but there you go. So anyway, there I was tonight. I was about to do this video. I was watching the charge. I'm on 37% now. And I got caught up in a British film. What was it? It was with Brenda Blethyn and whatever is it, Kevin Whatley. It was an old one, but I did like it. Let me just see it, if I can find it here for you now. It's called, I like the old films, I do. Where is it called now? I'll find it. Beloved, I think. No, Belonging. It's just called Belonging, and it's on the channel Forgotten British Television, which I do enjoy a good film from the 50s or the 60s, but I think this is more the 80s and the 90s. I can always tell. First off, I see if they use a mobile phone. Then I look at which mobile phone they use. And because when I had the parlour, I always had the latest. Well, I still have the latest. I do like a nice phone. I'm usually Samsung. I used to be Nokia. But I look at their phone and you can usually tell the exact date of a film by the phone that they use. Anyway, let me see now. Meghan is in a terrible fix. And I'll tell you, when I said about her doing a reality show, but not with lines written, in actual fact, it wouldn't be a reality show at all. But the truth is that Meghan can never be real. She can't. In fact, it's a bit sad for anybody that's her, because when she got married into the royal family, she automatically tried to elevate herself up to a snob value. That's why she was treating the staff so badly, saying she could taste eggs in a certain dish that the chef was making and she wanted it to be macrobiotic and vegan and all that. She was overdoing the snobbery, which was beyond, because old money and people with proper breeding, they don't need to act snobby. They are what they are. You know, I exist. That's me. And money and talking about, I can't believe I'm not getting paid. Anybody that talks about money, I regard as very, very vulgar. Very. I do sometimes, though, ask somebody, like, I remember once my daughter, I said, how much do you earn? She said, Mum, as if I'd slapped her. I said, oh, go on, I won't say anything. And I never found out how much my daughter earns. Isn't that great? And when my mother died, I had no idea if she'd left a will or if there was a will, if her fourth husband was going to inherit everything, which he did. But it's not the be-all and end-all of my life, you know. As long as I've got enough to... Anyway, I was thinking, I've got to tell you this. Believe it or not, YouTube have now allowed me... Well, they did allow me a couple of months ago, but I just didn't do it. I was wondering if I should try the monetization again. If I should monetize. I know that the little tick that I'm supposed to tick if I want to go monetization was greyed out. I couldn't tick it. And they had me on probation, I suppose. But now I can tick it. And would you object if I monetize that? I won't do the long ads. People can do the long ads deliberately. You know you choose your ads, don't you? So when people say, I don't make much money, if they have the long ads, the 30-second ones or 60-second, whoa, they're making a lot. But I won't stay on a channel if I've got to wait 60 seconds. I like the little 5-second ones. So if it's all right with you, I'll make inquiries in. I may not be able to do it, and it's not going to change, but I much prefer if YouTube. I have no qualms about accepting money off YouTube, but I couldn't accept it off anybody. Like I don't feel comfortable taking money off you. And the Patreon, I'm pretty much at a standstill with that. So if you are paying money on Patreon, don't, honestly, don't. Cancel it all now. If I ever start at Patreon again, I will tell you, but I don't want your money. I really don't. I'd sooner you spend it buying some treats for your children or your pets or your grandmother or a nice big cake. I would, honestly. Talking of which, I haven't had cake for ages, bloody hell. And I'm starving tonight because I ran out of food yesterday. And I've got 6 jars of that masala curry sauce on the draining board because I want to take a photo and send it to Amazon, but I'm not, obviously it's been a month now and I haven't done anything, and I can see the green mould growing up the sides of these jars. But I don't know, I really got a thing about the rubbish collection. They want you to put your food waste in there, your jars and bottles and packets in there, clothes go somewhere else, cardboard goes somewhere else. Well, I'll tell you something. I've paid my I'm not at the moment because I'm a pensioner, but the council tax gets paid, right? And we all know now that waste is money. It is money. Plastic is money. I don't know what they do with it, but plastic bottles can all be recycled. Glass can be recycled. Clothing can be recycled. In fact, there's a place up the road. They pay you 50 pence. Let's say $1. For 2 pounds of clothes, £2 in weight of rags, anything. So you could go up there with a black garbage bag full of old clothes, or coats would be heavy, wouldn't they? And they'll give you they'll weigh it and give you the money. So don't tell me that the council don't do that. Now, when they started making us recycle, they didn't offer us a reduction in our council tax, our rubbish fees, did they? They want us to do their sorting for them, and they sell it on. No, if they come to me and they say, you've put this in the wrong bag, I'll say, you put it in the right bag and send me the bill. I did it once, actually. What was his name? Oh, I can't think. Sean, I think. Sean. I used to, when Iris used to have wet cat food. Trippy has all dry, and he's got lovely teeth. So if you can get your cat onto dry, it really will reap dividends. But anyway, when I cleaned out her bowl, I put a sandwich bag on my hand, scooped it out and then turned it inside out, knotted it and put it in the bin. Well, of course, it was always brown in colour. Must have looked pretty awful. Knock on my door a couple of weeks later. Here he is, Sean, the housing officer. He said, You've got to put your waste in the right place. And he said, what? And he thought it was shit. I know he did. I started laughing. And he was disgusted. In fact, I don't think he's been back here since. He must have thought that I was pooing in sandwich bags, knotting it and putting it in the bin, like one of those house sitters where they keep their wee and poo in bags, don't they? Wrap it up in newspaper. No, it was cat food. But anyway, as it happens, the housing department where I live, they owe me £175 because I paid for some doors that I had to pay for, and I never had the doors. But I didn't care. This is going back now about 6 years. So I said to him, have a look on my account. You'll see you owe me 175. So every time I make a gaff, I said, just put it right and take it out of my money. And I shut the door on him. He must have thought I was so rude. Oh, dear me, never mind. Right. By the way, I went to the gym last night. Yeah, I know, hard to believe, isn't it? But I did. I got a big heavy weight in my right hand. a big heavy weight in my left hand. My two hands were busy then with the weight, so I had to kick the front door open. I went down the little hallway. I managed to get out the other door, and up I went up the path. Of course, some people may describe it as putting the rubbish out, but to me, it's like a visit to the gym. It only happens once a week, and I get myself worked up into such a tizzy about it. Oh, and I always do it in the dark when no one of the neighbours can see me, and I go as fast as I can. But I feel like I've been to the gym afterwards. I got to hang over the sink and get my breath back. Bloody hell. Right, so where are we going? Oh, I want to tell you about this lady. Now, here she is. I've lost her now. Oh, God, where was she? Wait there. I met her about, it must have been about 5 years ago, and I don't know how I met her. Oh my God. Oh, I hate things like this. I really do. They always come up on my feed. Let me see where she is. Jean Gasho, her name is. Jean. There she is. She's a mother of 8. She is what I would call a very unusual person. She's originally from Africa, I think, but she's living up north, somewhere near Durham, and her husband is her king, and I think they've got a concubine. But anyway, I always followed her. I used to read her blogs, and she was in a terrible fix back a few years ago with this little baby. That's her husband there. I've been living in the wilderness. The exodus has begun. And she's had 8 children, and I do believe she's expecting another one now. But if you can pick up her story from reading her, she used to have a blog, and she started their own religion. I found her tonight after a gap of about 4 years. I haven't seen her for about 4 years. She stopped blogging, and so I went through. I found she just came up on my feed, and I started going through it, and I left it. Now, with her husband, when he shows the whites of his eyes like that, somebody asked her why, and she said what he does is he rolls his eyes in his head because he's looking at another planet or another plane or somewhere else. He's looking into something else. So that's fair enough. And she's with the Kubala ritual vibration. So they go into the woods all around Durham area, and they do all sorts of things. She said, we don't normally wear black, but we do if something's happening. I don't know. There we are. And they do their little ceremonies. Well, they're not hurting anyone, but unfortunately, the social services she had 8 children, they took all the youngsters away. I think there was about 4 or 5 youngsters. The older ones were allowed to stay. Now, you might think this is peculiar, but they seem to enjoy it, and they don't do anything to... She used to cook in her back garden in this house in Durham or Newcastle or somewhere. She used to cook with a cauldron over a live fire. Of course, the neighbours, if they don't understand it, they don't even want to understand it, and so they reported her. And she did have a bit of a breakdown one night when she was doing some mad painting. She was painting a canvas, and she was sloshing this paint everywhere, and the children around her were a bit upset because she was crying, so they were crying, and I think that's when the social services came in. But if it'd be... I think she got married to her husband, which is this one there. I think that's a wedding. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, he's looking on a higher plane. It's a bit scary, I know, but she's such a pretty woman, and she's birthed 8 children, probably the 9th coming now. I think they went to Scotland for a holiday. She's absolutely gorgeous. I think she can do better than that bloke, but anyway, that's her daughter, one of her daughters, this one here. And somebody sent her £20 and she went and got them cake. But look at this, here we are. I don't know when she put this up. This is a picture of me, look. And there she is there. And I was talking about when she lost her children, she put a pink dress on and she put those shoes on to try and look happy. That's what it was. And I told her that when my sister died after 5 years of fighting cancer, I remember I was dancing on the grass outside the hospital. But anyway, she says, I'm grateful for this beautiful soul, Yankee Wally. I was shocked when I saw that. I was absolutely shocked. But she doesn't, Moorish tribe, that might be her. She doesn't cause anyone any trouble. It's just her and her husband and their free chakra, their religion. And she always dresses so lovely with a beret. Look, but look at that lady in the window taking pictures. I bet the police are going to move them on in a minute. A delightful little posh up market town. And there she is there. I don't know. I don't know why, but she really does. She fascinates me. My 7 children shall return to their Buddhas. That's Jean. She likes to forced adoption, not my chakra. She's really fascinating if you look for her. But she seems to be saying, from what I can gather from this, which I don't know when she put it up, when I was writing about Meghan Markle, I had them praising me, but today they're nowhere to be found. Not a single sympathy for my plight. I think that was when she lost her children. So I'll try and keep in touch and try and cheer her up now and again. But she just is a fascinating person. I didn't realise she was on Instagram. I think that's the concubine there. Let's have a look. Yes, that's the concubine. Concubine or concubine? The wives. That's his wife. She's his real wife. And the lady with the white stick is this one, I think. King of the North. Yeah, there we are, look. There's Jean on the left and there's his concubine on the right. And he's in the middle. I wouldn't be his concubine or his wife. I wouldn't even be his girlfriend. To me, I mean, I'm all right with men ruling the roost and all that, if that's what the women want. Black British. That's the same family again. I can't believe some of them. I just can't believe it. The Scottish Jacobites. Bloody hell. There's so much going on with them. Honestly, I'm going to follow that one. And they're in London. No, it's actually, I don't even have enough information to give you any running summary on it. I don't know enough, but I'll keep in touch with her anyway. Right, okay. I think that's it now. I haven't really got a lot. Meghan's she's in a lot of trouble. She's not going to be able to carry this on much longer. There's nothing left now. It's been 2 months, April the 2nd, when she launched as ever. She had a very, very small amount of product. At the most, I would say 20 jars. I know that Mark Dolan says she had 11 jars. She didn't have many so that she could be sold out quick. Some people are still waiting for their money back, and other people are waiting for the jam, which hasn't come, and it's not even in stock. Nothing's in stock. So she now is starting up with new products now. She's saying, I don't know if she's going to have new products, but if you ask me, that's not a good business move. You can't have new products unless you can supply and demand supply the demand for what you've already got. It's ridiculous. And she's not boxing those or factory making them. She's buying them in. But it's a case of holding stock, you see, because stock is money. And so you can't have too much stock. But I don't know. I don't think she's holding the stock up there in Montecito either. I don't think so. I think she's outsourcing it. So she'll never be a billionaire if she's not making the jam, she's not packaging the jam or the other stuff. The flour sprinkles won't sell because they're actually rabbit food. Nothing in that little set of stuff that she's offering for sale is any good at all. None of it is. None of it. You can get it in in Aldi or Lidl or Sam's Club for a tenth of the price, and it'll probably be from the same factory. That's what I'm trying to say. She thinks that anything with her name on is going to sell. Those days have long gone, Megan. They've long gone, and it's all because of you. So anyway, that's it. Oh, and I had a good old gossip tonight with that's probably why my battery's so bad. With Fiona, there's been quite a bit of what's the word? Aggro. That's the best word. There's been quite a bit of aggro in the YouTube, and as usual, I think it's the Sussex squad that have gone off the X and come onto the YouTube. I'm going to keep out of the trouble. I can't afford to go again. And anyway, the first reason that I made so many enemies out of the Sussex squad, or at least the British ones, was I got into an argument that wasn't even my argument. It wasn't my circus, wasn't my monkeys, had nothing to do with me. I was just defending. It was Taz, but I mean, I love Taz. I will defend her always, but sometimes you just got to keep back. I'm getting too old now to get involved in spats. I know who I like, and I like the people that like me. I like them back, and I'm not here to cause any trouble, and I don't really want to go that deep into somebody's life unless they want me to. I would never not listen to somebody's story. I'll always listen. Well, look at Jean Gasho, and she probably doesn't even know I exist now. But, you don't forget certain people, do you? And I've had some lovely stories told me by a lot of you. I never forget the stories, ever, because they are hard-hitting, some of them are. And so I'm always here to listen to anything. But I'm trying hard not to take sides anymore. But Fiona's copped a lot of shit lately since Graham died. Some people are saying things like perhaps he should have spent more time fighting cancer and not drinking. And then somebody else said, or maybe he should spend more time in the shower. Cruel. Social services, you should never have been allowed to have children. Those sort of things. They're horrifying. They're absolutely horrifying. Who wants to bother with people that even think things like that? It's cruel, isn't it? Bloody cruel. So, I'm just been having a chance. She was crying tonight, which isn't like her at all, and I don't like to see anyone upset. And of course, she's lost Graham, 3 months ago? I don't understand it at all. I don't understand how they can single one person out and bully the hell out of them. It's horrible to watch. It really is, especially when some people are more fragile than others. Now, Fiona comes across as a really strong person, but she's not, and neither am I. We're all human beings, aren't we? But it's sometimes the videos sometimes are not worth the crap that you have to go through behind the scenes, But I'm all right because I'm not going to get involved anymore, because I know when last time I got involved, some of you told me off. I didn't listen, but I'm listening now, and I realise that you were all right. I'm just not involved at all. Everyone that's my friend is still my friend. And I got a reply to a lot of WhatsApp messages. I haven't been on WhatsApp for ages. I just, sometimes I just don't have the wherewithal. I'm getting a bit old now. I get tired. I do get tired a lot more than I used to. I don't think I'd be able to go through that 2 years of the dentist again, like I did the last time. Wow, that was a hell of a trek and a feat. But anyway, I'll be back as soon as I can. It's Sunday tomorrow. I might do a video tomorrow. If I can find something interesting to tell you about, I will. Anyway, look after yourself now. Get plenty of sleep. Take your tablets off the doctor. Anything that you want, you ask your doctor for and demand it. When you're older, you don't ask, you demand. And I hope it's free, because all prescriptions are free in Wales. So if you're ever in any financial hardship, come to Wales just to see a doctor and pick up your prescription, then you can go back home if you don't like it. Anyway, lovely talking to you. I'll see you soon. I'm off to the gym next week. See you. Cheerio.